Alright, hey, Hades Mega here, and welcome to another Hades Mega's winter 2021 to 22 winter Sur Ron project build. Alright, so I'm pretty much done with the rear end, almost, minus like the wheels and stuff, okay? But we're gonna go, Hades Mega's gonna install this, alright? It's from Grit Shift. It's a 3D printed rear tail LED taillight strip mount with a mud guard. Alright, I got this for $25 from Grit Shift. Hades Mega's trying to clean up the rear end of the bike. I've got these LED strip lights. They used to be glued onto the swing arm, and now they're just zip tied on there. And I don't like seeing all these wires and stuff all over the place. I think I'm about ready to get rid of them. Plus, only one of them works sometimes, and the other one doesn't work. So yeah, this is the light I'm talking about. This light right here. Okay, see, the other one doesn't work. So Hades Mega is thinking of ditching the tail light and installing this, and then we're going to use this remaining light for the LED strip. Okay, this actually is a brake light too. All right, but it hasn't worked for a long time. So I took something apart in the back of the bike, and then it just didn't work, and that was it. You know, because my bike used to have brake lights on it, so it would be nice to get them functioning again. So if I could get it functioning, I would have a functioning like real brake light right in the center, right? And I do have turn signals on the left here. We might be able to rig some kind of turn signal thing up, but I think this is okay for now. All right. It's a moped. I don't think you really need all that kind of turn signal stuff. It's not a motorcycle, okay? So really, I think mopeds really only need a headlight and a tail light, all right, if you're going to operate it at night, and probably reflectors, which is one thing the Sur Ron does not have, but that's pretty easy. You could just put those stick-on reflectors on the bike. Okay. All right, but anyway, we're going to try this thing out. The reason Hades Mega one, I know you guys want to see me finally finish installing this this RockShox Vivid R2C shock on the bike. All right, that's the last video I shot in the project build. I tested the stroke out, alright? I actually installed it. I made sure the hardware fit. I had to actually massage it to get it to fit in there, alright? Because one of the bushings was the wrong size, alright? So that's what happened last time. I installed the shock without the coil spring in to test out the travel, alright? So if you want to see if, you know, because this RockShox shock actually has a little more travel than the Fast Ace shock, so I wanted to make sure nothing was going to contact, and sure enough, the stubby fender, it touched the license plate on my bike. So what I did is I bent the license plate back, and then I realized, oh, I bought this thing. If the fender touches this when on full compression, then I'm not going to use this. Okay, I do want to use it, but another thing is it's kind of questionable how strong this is. Hades Mega's not a big fan of 3D printed stuff, right? This stuff is weak, man. It's rapid prototyping. It's not strong at all. You know, I've had a lot of problem with 3D printed stuff on the bike, okay? And it has to be like really rugged stuff, like is what I want to say. Okay, so if it's just simple stuff, it's okay. But like if it has to like be, you know, rugged because of, like, you know, what you do with the bike. It's a freaking dirt bike, man. It's got to be rugged, and I'm just not getting that with the 3D printed stuff, right? I know that if you use a really good 3D printer, then yeah, it's probably pretty good. Okay, so let's say anyway. But let's take a closer look at this. I got this for $25 from Grit Shift. Let's check it out. I'm gonna go install it, and then we're gonna go. So while I have the shock on there without the coil spring on there, we can test to see if this stubby fender will hit the license plate. All right, so This is actually designed to be mounted with the there's a one of those goofy shock guards, mud guards. It's like a rubber thing that you put back here, and Hades Mega doesn't need that because I have the stubby fender and I have the license plate. Both of those things together protect the shock pretty damn well. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. So so I'm gonna, instead of mounting the little mudguard thing, I'm gonna put my license plate on it. Okay, because that's what this is for, is a license plate mount. And then we're gonna ditch this old with the Sur Ron LED tail light. Right? I don't have any problems with the LED tail light. I like it, you know, but if I can make use of this strip here, and I think it looks slicker too. We'll see when we install it. I saw it on the website. I was like, you know what? I'd give that a try. All right, let's take a closer look at it. Okay, welcome to the trunk of my Honda Super Cub. All right, there you go. From Grit Shift, $25. It says it's a Grit Shift LED strip tail light mount with mudguard. Okay, so let's open it up, and we're gonna do a little unboxing. Okay, it's in a nice little baggie. All their products are in nice bags and stuff. So here's what you get. You get some plugging merchandise. That's what I call it. All right, you got a Grit Shift keychain, very nice. A business card, okay, and some stickers. One says GS and one says Grit Shift, okay. And I'm kind of a fan of Grit Shift. I've ordered quite a number of stuff from them. So the more stuff, the more parts you can buy, the better. So I'll say, all right, it creates a competition, right? And here is the actual part itself. It's very light, okay. I wish it was made out of metal. All right, twist it. It doesn't flex at all. It seems pretty strong. So one thing I would worry about is this thing just breaking off like right here. So you can see the way they printed it is like this. All right, up and down, up and down, up and down. So I would be worried about this part popping off here. All right. So hopefully what I might do is zip tie it to something, so if it breaks off, I don't lose my freaking license plate. Okay. So you can see some stuff hanging off there. All right, some 3D printing stuff. Little strands coming off. Not very nice, right? Okay. And I believe it mounts like this. All right. So this is going to go mount where the old license plate or tail light mount goes, and then you're going to zip tie the LED strip right here. Okay, and it'll look kind of sweet. All right, we're going to try this out, and if it doesn't work, then we're going to go not install it. So say I'm just going to take the lights off. All right, here we go. Okay, so Hades Mega's just going to install it. I'm going to show you, you know, the dealie. Actually, let me show you. Let's take a look at what's on the bike right now. Okay, a little close up. All right, so here's what's on the bike right now. This is my California moped plate and my LED light, and you can see it's a little bit bent. It's like a little crooked from Hades Mega crashing and dropping his bike all the time. Okay, but so this was actually touching this before. So what I did is I bent the whole bracket back. Okay, I don't think we're going to be able to do that with this LED thing. So that's why I have to make sure this thing fits first. All right, so I'm going to go take this out. It's pretty easy. You just take these two screws out and the whole thing drops off, and then unhook the LED. Pretty much. All right, and then I'm gonna go snip this LED off. This is the one that we're gonna use. Okay, and then I'm gonna route it up here, and then we're gonna stick it to the new mount when we get it on there. Okay, so I'm gonna do just that, and then in the next clip, you'll see the final result. All right, here's the go. Okay, so I was gonna kind of gig Grit Shift on this a bit, but so I don't have the mounting hardware for this, man. So this is the stuff that came off of my bike right here. It was this stuff right here. Okay, this is what mounts the fender. All right, the inner fender. As you can see, they're different. So that's why I'm not gonna roast them too bad. Okay, but yeah, so I've added different hardware to it. Okay, so these aren't the stock screws, I think, but what I'm gonna use are these. Okay, these fit in there. This one I would rather use a wider head one. Okay, but we'll use this. Okay. But the problem is it's kind of thick, and I have to drill this hole. I have to make this hole a little bigger so it'll go through there. Okay, but it does fit. The heads fit. Okay. And so I just went in my box of like screws and stuff, and I started looking around. All right, and that's what it came out. I think this has come from like a Mitsubishi or something. Okay, so right, so that's what I've got done so far. Here's the light right here that we'll be reusing. As you can see, I need a little touch-up paint. This wigger was pretty beat the hell up, is what I want to say, okay? But I think it's going to mount right here. All right, we'll see how it is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to enlarge the holes on this, so those bolts will go through it, and then we'll mount it. All right, let's go. Oh, I don't even know what we're going to install the license plate with. The only license plate is going to be harder to install too. So I'm already kind of not liking this thing, okay? But the question is, does the license plate fit on this, all right? So there's the license plate. The holes would have to be the same, right? Does it use the same holes as the LED light? Oh yeah, it does. It does. Okay. So I think I want to mount the license plate first. Okay, I'm gonna go find some more bolts and stuff to mount the license plate. See, they didn't even have the stuff to mount this here too. So yeah, Grid Shift needs to have 1, instructions for their stuff, and 2, they need to have fasteners. Okay, so I would need a fastener for the license plate or the mud guard, whatever one that we're gonna install, you know. Okay, but I'm gonna go with the license plate. All right. Okay, before I mount the plate, I just wanted to show you what I did with it. So I rolled it even more. Okay, so I've rolled it just enough where you can just see the numbers, all right? Then that's good enough for me. The reason I rolled it like this is because it sticks out from the side of the bike, and when you dump the plate hits the ground and it bends them out, all right? So if that happens with the plastic one, pretty sure it'll break it. So I tried to make it as small as possible, okay? I think I did a good job. Let's see if we can roll it a little more. Okay. So I rolled the edges just enough so you can see the numbers, and then I'm cleaning out all this dirt on the plate right now. Just got all that dirt and stuff there. That looks nice and clean. Okay, so I'm gonna try to find some bolts and stuff to mount this on there, and then yeah, we'll get her done. Okay, I've decided to go with the different screws, and after I drilled the hole bigger too, so I could get them through. But I found these in my box. They're brand new, so yeah. The reason I didn't go with those other ones that I had is they didn't stick out enough. They stick out like right here. Okay, so I wanted to go in a little more, so I think that's perfect. So we'll go with these. They look like, I don't know, they look like they're galvanized, or they look like they're stainless steel. Actually, they're pretty fancy looking. All right, that's good. I'll keep it from rusting. All right, let's go install this. Okay, voila, there it is. Doesn't really look that much different, does it? All right, so this is gonna wrap around this here, all right, and it'll look dope. All right, and I guess we can, yeah, we'll have to do some fancy wiring and stuff. But so here, we're kind of at that point where we're gonna have to, what I could do is bend the plate. I could bend the plate back too, but I rolled the edges already, so it's gonna be hard to bend the plate back, so. Okay, so we're gonna do the stroke test, all right, the compression test. We're gonna compress the suspension all the way, and we'll see if this hits this. I don't mind if this touches it just a little bit, you know, but if it's a lot, then it may break the mount. Okay, so, and I can't have that happen. Okay, here we go. It's the moment of truth. Will this thing fit? I'm gonna go compress the suspension now all the way. We'll see. And oh, it's good. It's perfect. It's actually better than the old mount. It actually moves the license plate back quite a bit. Check this out. Okay, I'm gonna show you at a different angle. Okay, that's fully compressed right there. All right, I can see the bumper touching it, and I can stick my finger in there. All right, I can stick almost 2 fingers in there. All right, and I've got almost 2 fingers to the tip of this to the LED mount. All right, so there we go. This is a go. All right. Okay, there we go. So this is a go. All right. So I'm gonna go finally do the final installation. We're gonna zip tie the light to it. All right, and then it will be done. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. The original tail light wiring, I'm just gonna put some electrical tape and zip ties around it and then tuck it away somewhere. Okay, we might be able to use it for something. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish it off, and then that'll be done. And then I'm gonna chop the other wire off. Okay, the other light that's on the other side, I'm gonna take that off because it don't work anymore. It works like sometimes, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. Okay, and then we'll just have this single one back here. All right, so I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Good job, Grid Shift. I'm pretty happy with that. So not only can you use this to mount the little flappy rubber shock protector, you could use it to put your license plate on it. The license plate acts as a shock protector anyways. If anything, if you mounted the license plate like vertically, it would probably work even better, right? But it might touch the swing arm. I don't know. We could try that, but you have to. You can read it better this way, okay? I've never had a problem with the whatchamacallit, the license plate touching anything, okay? Or it protecting the shock, all right? So pretty much this will protect the shock right here, okay? When it goes off like that. All right, and then like all this stuff on the top is gonna get dirty. All right, so I think that's pretty good mud protection right there. And so the question is, we'll see how strong this mount is. All right, after I'm gonna subject it to a lot of torture. Is what I'm gonna say. It's on there pretty good. Hopefully it doesn't fall apart. I will do one of those so I broke my Sur Ron again videos if I break that mount. Okay, but. Hopefully it'll be better. Okay, so I'm gonna go finish it up, clean it up, and then show you the final product. All right, it's big out. Okay, I'm just messing around with this lighting here. All right, this is the one that we're gonna use. This one I never had problem with, so we're gonna go with that. This one, it kind of works sometimes. I think it's just this part right here is not touching properly. Okay, so I think what I have to do is redo the wiring on this. So I don't know. I don't really know what's in here. Okay, the previous owner did this, so I'm not really sure what's going on here. But what I'm gonna do right for now is I'm gonna snip it, like maybe leave like 1 inch of this in here, snip it, and then I'm gonna put an electrical tape around the wire, and then zip tie it, and then zip tie it to the bunch of wires here. Right? I'm trying to clean up the wiring on this bike. The previous owner just didn't really do a good job with the wiring. All right, it's just kind of all over the place a little bit. All right, they did a good job wiring up the bike. Everything worked when I got it, but yeah, man. Okay, so yeah, this kind of works sometimes. It's got to be like in the right position. So that leads me to believe this light still works, but the connection there is bad. But I'm gonna get rid of it anyway, so I got really no use for it. We're just gonna use the one light. So we're gonna keep it simple, right? I don't need 3 separate lights. I'm gonna go from 3 lights to 1 light, all right? And this is pretty bright already. Look at that. Okay. And oh, this is actually a brake light too. So, all right. Oh yeah. See, maybe I should redo the wiring on this. That's what I might do. Should I redo the wiring? I guess so. Huh? I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. All right. Okay, so Hayes Mega is decided he's going to simplify this wiring, all right? So I'm just not going to use this anymore, this little mass of wiring. It's supposed to be for like a brake light, all right? But it never worked anymore, okay? So yeah. So supposedly this has like a brake light function on it, so it'll get brighter, all right? But I'm just going to use it as a running light, all right? Or a tail light. So I'm just gonna do away with this. Maybe I'll just zip tie it somewhere for now, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wire it to the original tail light mount. Okay, the tail light thing right here. Okay, I hit it right here already, but I'm gonna take it out and we're gonna actually use it. Okay, so because I accidentally ripped it out, I was like, oh well. So Hayes Vega's gonna have to bust out the soldering iron tonight after all, because I turned it on and after I got all the wiring all nicely taped and zip tied. I turned it on and it didn't work anymore. So I'm like, oh, daggum it, man. I'm like, something broke when I was putting everything together. So then I was tugging on it and the whole thing came apart. So, okay. So we're not going to use this anymore. Haze Make is going to simplify it. We're just going to use the tail light, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and bust that tail light out, and then we're going to go, I'm going to go tap it in. I could tap it, or I could turn it into like a, or I could put a switch on it. I'm not sure. I'll figure something out. I'll show you guys what I got going on. But yeah, as you can see, the wiring is a much cleaner in this area. There's no, you can't really see any wiring anymore, okay? I tucked the signal wire all here. Okay, I'll probably still have to work on the other one. And then I hid the tail light wire under here, okay? But I guess we're gonna hide this one now. Okay, this is the original, this is for the side marker lights, all right? But we're gonna do away with that. And I'm just gonna connect it to the tail light. Okay, keep it simple. All right, here we go. Okay, Haze Mega has been experimenting with this light here. So what I found out is this LED strip light, it's a 5-wire LED strip light is what it is, all right? So there's a left turn signal, a right turn signal, a brake light, and a running light, and then the ground. Okay, I was like, whoa, I didn't know that. There's so much stuff that this does. All right, so actually I can use this as a turn signal. If I wire it up to my turn signals, it'll work. Okay, check this out. All right, I'm gonna ground this, and it's connected to the green wire and the black wire to ground. I'm gonna ground it, and poof, there you go. Okay, and then if I move this to the red wire, I think the red wire is like the brake light. It's the really bright light. Boom. So it's a really bright red light now. Okay, that's the only wires I have stripped right now. I'm assuming the other light is the other turn signal for this side, and the other one is the running light. It's not as bright light. So I can actually, if I wire this to a switch on the handlebar, I can use that as a brake light. Ha! Yeah. So if I install some kind of micro switch on the handlebar, like it'll just be like a quick push button switch. So just to alert people, hey, I'm slowing down, you know. I think that'll work out, you know. Or I can install some kind of switch on the brake lever too. I could do that also. So yeah, there's a lot of things I can actually do with this. And since we have it mounted in the center now, you can actually use it for its full functions. Okay, before I thought this was just like a brake light and a running light, but it's actually everything all in one. It's a turn signal, a brake light, and a tail light at the same time. That's holy crap! I did not know that. Okay, apparently the other one is broken because I tried to thing it and it didn't work at all. So this actually works really good with this grit shift mount. I'm pretty impressed with it. Yeah, I can get my brake light working and everything. So now I know everything. I found a wiring diagram on the internet, but I'm just probing wires right now, okay? So right there you just saw one of the ambers went on, and then one of the bright red light goes on, okay? So the other two is just the not bright light and the other amber. So if I clean this up really well, I know it's pretty dirty already. Maybe I should buy a new one. Yeah, I'm thinking I should buy a new one. Because look at how dirty it is. Oh, can I open this? Yeah, if I can get, there's some like dirt in there. Yeah. Oh, does the other one have a cover on it? Oh, the other one has a cover. Yeah, the other one kind of has a, yeah, this thing had a cover on it before, and I guess it came off. And then I let a bunch of dirt in there. I'm gonna take this cover out and put it on the other one. Try to clean the other one out. All I have to say is, like, man, this stuff has withstood a lot of torture, is what I'm saying. It still kind of runs, okay, but that's why Haze Mega's trying to get it squared away. But yeah, he definitely, maybe it'd be a good idea just to buy a brand new one, and then Haze Mega can get everything running on his bike, you know. And this will solve the turn signal problem. Maybe I can just get rid of these other turn signals, or I could just wire it to it, you know. I don't know how this came off. Yeah, how is this supposed to come off? It's so hard to get off. How did it come out in the first place? Oh, this will be so cool. This grit shift mount works pretty good with this. These little LED strip lights are good. Actually, I should see if it actually fits on there first too. All right, anyway, I'll figure this out. Okay, so this is what I've decided I'm gonna do. All right, so I figured out that the green wire, all right, the green wire is gonna be my left turn signal, and the yellow wire is gonna be my right turn signal. All right, so I'm gonna wire that to the existing turn signal wires that are on the bike, and then we'll use the white one for the tail light. All right, that's gonna just connect straight to the wiring for the tail light. Where the original tail light was, okay? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install this with the wiring. I'm gonna install this with the wiring going to the left, okay? So that way when I hit the green light, it's gonna go left, okay? Yeah. When I hit the left turn signal, it's gonna go left. It's gonna make this one turn on, all right? And so this wire is gonna be positioned on the left side of the mount, right here. Okay, it'll be like right here. There will be a wire coming off right here. Okay, one thing I don't like about this is the wiring is like so small. It's like teeny tiny. It's hard to work with. See, here's the other one. See how small this wiring is? Yeah, it's really teeny tiny. It's easy to rip, you know. What would be really nice is if you could put it in like a wiring harness connector or something, and then you just plug it in. Ideally, that's the best thing to do, but I'm just gonna splice it, okay? His is just gonna splice it. Okay, and I think these are fairly cheap. These are easy to find, so I think I can get another one fairly easily. All right, and then we're gonna reposition the front turn signals on the hand guards, but we'll do that when we get there. So we're just trying to finish up the rear of the bike, okay? But anyway, that's what I got going on right now. So this project wound up being like way more complex than I thought it would be, but I was able to clean it up with some alcohol. I got the plug for another one. We'll put this plug in this one right here right now. Okay, and now it's nice and clean. Now it's nice and clean. All the dirt's off of it. We're ready to mount it with the zip ties, but yeah, we can mount the zip ties on the corners. There's no LEDs on the corners, so. I would put one in the center though. Should be pretty good. I think this is going to work out, and I only spent $25 for the mount. GridShift does sell a kit with the turn signal and everything, but it's like $200. I don't want to spend like freaking $200 to do this turn signal thing when my bike already has it, you know. I just need to get it working better. But so why the previous owner didn't use this turn signal thing is because they had these mounted on the side of the swing arm, okay? Like right over here, so you can't really use it as a turn signal. I guess you could use one of the lights as a turn signal. That would work. I don't know why they didn't do that. Maybe they just didn't know how to do it. I'm not sure. But so the way this is going to work